Anthony Joshua next. Let's check it out. Lennox Lewis thinks that Anthony Joshua has a lot of big fights to make after his recent win, and he stated, "So I think it does good for his mental state, and everybody states saying he's back, but there's still a long road ahead and some hard fighters. He's still got to go up against Tyson Fury if that fight's going to be made. I think that's going to be a great fight for him. Zhang from China would be a great fight for him as well. Eddie Hearn would really love to see Anthony Joshua get in the ring with Francis Ngannou, and Eddie doesn't think that Francis would last very long." Eddie stated, "It's difficult to say. Ngannou is not a world-class fighter, because I feel like he just beat Tyson Fury, but I look at it now and we had a meeting, me and Francis, about, 5 or 6 months ago, and he asked me to make the Anthony Joshua fight. And I went back to AJ and I said, look, I've met with Francis Ngannou. What a lovely gentleman. What do you think? And he went, I'm not interested. I don't like the gimmick stuff. I just want to win the World Heavyweight Championship. So I'm like, okay. Now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, Francis Ngannou against Anthony Joshua, perhaps in Africa. Perhaps the Rumble in the Jungle 2 is one of the biggest fights in the history of the sport. And I promise you this, respect to Francis. Easy work for my man Joshua, and I know you're getting a little high right now. I know the MMA world is just walking in the clouds, but we'll bring it straight back down to reality." Anthony Joshua commented on the fact that Francis Ngannou was able to drop Tyson Fury, and he doesn't think that would happen with him.
Francis Ngannou dropping Tyson Fury. Now, if he did that in his first professional boxing match, can you not help but think, what could you do to Tyson Fury?
Trust me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The bodybuilders, the muscly Africans are coming back. You know what's going on, John. I've seen it. I know. You know? So yeah, imagine what I would do. But anyway, Otto Wallin, that's our focus. So I'm going to end it on that. That's my main focus. Otto Wallin, he gave that man, Tyson Fury, a good run for his money. He's a great fighter. Respect to him. I'm giving him the ultimate respect, even though he doesn't deserve it. But I'm giving it to him in my mind because I want to be the best version and be ready to, put myself on the level I need to in order to be victorious.
Francis Ngannou's manager had quite a bit to say to Eddie Hearn though, and he stated, "Eddie Hearn, I have a ton of respect for him as a promoter. He does a great job. He thinks that Anthony Joshua can make light work of Francis. Actually, before the Tyson Fury stuff ever came to be about, we were hoping that we got a chance to fight Anthony Joshua. I personally think that's easy work for Francis. I think Anthony Joshua didn't really want that, but now, if he's smart, and Eddie's a smart guy, it's like there's something to be said for Africa, and those two knowing that AJ is Nigerian, I believe." According to Eddie Hearn, he reached out to Francis's team about setting up a fight, but he says that he never heard back. Eddie stated, "I reached out to Francis Ngannou's team and I said, just to let you know, we're up for discussing the Francis Ngannou vs. AJ fight. I never heard back from them. So I think probably, knowing the business, I would say that probably Fury Ngannou is almost probably agreed to post-Fury Alexander Usyk already. Ngannou will feel like, after that first fight, he can beat Fury, but there's no point in boxing non-stars. He can really lose to anybody in the top 50 at heavyweight. So you've got to cash in at this point. And there's really only 3 fights that cash into the levels that we will want. Fury, Joshua, or Deontay Wilder. So I'd guess, and you might know better, Francis Ngannou will fight in the PFL or wherever in spring, summer of 2024. And then he'll fight Tyson Fury at the end of 2024. I would think that would be the mindset of the team. Anthony Joshua seems interested in fighting Tyson Fury now as well.
Ask Anthony then, would he rather fight Tyson Fury?
Oh.
Or, yeah, exactly.
Don't put me in this position. Would I rather fight who?
It's a cute Tyson Fury. Would you like to fight Tyson Fury?
Or who?
Or Hrgovic?
100% Tyson Fury, but I'm not dodging Hrgovic, by the way. I'll fight Hrgovic as well.
Does that put Ben in a difficult situation?
What's that?
Does that put Ben Davison in an interesting situation?
Unnecessary questions. Unnecessary.
Good night and thank you.
Anthony Joshua thought that Francis beat Tyson Fury in their big fight though, and he stated, "Bodybuilders up, dossers down. He just looked like a flat slob that just can't fight." He says that bodybuilders can't fight, but he got smacked up by one. "I've always wanted to get in the ring with him. He does a lot of talking, calls me a bodybuilder and stuff, but I want to marvel at the African power. He's a bodybuilder. Steps in and smacks him up for me. I think Ngannou won, but the judges are there for a reason. They score it how they score it, and they're professionals at what they do, and I'm just an observer. Fury won, but from a fan's point of view, I think Ngannou won." Francis Ngannou has also spoken about a rematch against Tyson Fury.
I need to start off with the Fury fight. I mean, it was controversial. It was a controversial score, to say the least, by the officials. If anybody was on Twitter or any type of platform, they know that the fans were not happy about the outcome of that fight. I mean, first and foremost, how do you feel about the decision? And it's been about a week since. Can we expect a rematch? The fans want it. They think you were robbed. They know you were robbed.
I had the same feelings. Definitely, I was robbed. But you know, I also have an understanding that you can just walk in and disrupt a system like that. It wasn't even a judging. There wasn't even judging those fights. There was just like, okay, we are not going to lose. I think even if it was a knockout, they would have found a way to make me lose that fight because I should have won that fight. The guy gave me an elbow and the referee didn't say anything, but I was prepared. I knew what I was stepping into. So I wasn't going there to frustrate myself. I wasn't going there.
Markel Martin definitely wants to set up a couple fights for Francis, and he already has a location picked out. He stated, "Here's what I think. 2-fight deal, Joshua versus Ngannou, Saudi, then Africa. You heard it here first." As for Anthony Joshua, Francis has made it clear that he wants to face AJ soon as well. Francis stated, "Even Tyson Fury said the same thing, and Tyson Fury is better than Anthony Joshua. So what do I care about what people say? I've been in this game so long. I've seen so much. I've heard what people intend to do. There's a difference between wanting to do and being able to do."
So you have the world champion, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
He hit the UFC is going to offer him $500 million for some crazy content.
Yeah, we heard that this morning.
I wonder if that's real.
Do it.
I wonder if it's real.
Joshua versus Ngannou or something. Who can punch out this? Someone's going to sleep.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Francis is a great MMA fighter, but he's been fighting for 5 years.
Yeah.
He just hits unbelievably hard.
I can't believe that you said he got 120,000 on that
machine. I think
machine.
like 120 something. I think find out what
129.
129. That's so crazy.
Wow.
That's so crazy. That's what I get with a kick. You little legs that carry you around all day.
That is absolutely.
I'm only 100 behind him.
Yeah. Well, you know, in his defense, he's 100 pounds heavier than me. But just what in the... His hands are so big.
What are your thoughts on Fury fighting potentially Francis Ngannou?
Three thoughts. One, I shouldn't give a. It's none of my business. Really, do you know what I mean? It has no business concerning me. It pays me no business. Number two, why? And he should have been fighting for the undisputed heavyweight championship winner. Straight up, that's nonsense. It's his fault. Three, if we're acknowledging his business, good luck to the man. Do your thing. It's right for him. What's it got to do with me? That's my thing.